let's go to the important part, how to search for a boat, which is the reason why we're all here today. So as you know, we have the yacht search. Here you can filter by country. Let's go to Greece for a change. Otherwise, they will blame me for only mentioning Italians. I can choose sailing area. I can choose a specific company or a base. In this case, let's do Alimos for sake of simplicity and for the sake of having 900 results. I can also set up a range. For example, I want all bases in the 15 kilometers surrounding Alimos. And of course, I can set the charter date. So let's sail for my birthday in July. And since it's my birthday and I want to be a princess on my birthday, I want a crude catamaran because, come on, if we don't spoil it, ourselves for our birthday, when should we do it? I hit search. And here I will get all the results of all the boats available. So here there's several availabilities. They're listed by price, but you can also filter them by other custom filters on top. And here you see this is a golden partner, so there's a golden badge, sorry. And if I click on the picture, I get to the yacht description. So I have all the pictures, I have the description. If the charter decides to put a description, I have the technical details. Most importantly, I have the equipment and any documents that the charter want to share with us. If there is a permanent crew on board, they can also add the crew. So here I'm selecting a couple of boats to add to my price code, and here you can see I have them listed. I managed to select 2 Bali 4.8. Okay, so now what I can do is that I can switch from the yacht search to the booking sheet in one click. And as you have seen, on the left side, my filter stayed. So when you switch to yacht search and to booking sheet, you do not lose the filters. So the booking sheet also got a bit of a new look in the past months. So we said we kept the filters, and as you can see at a glance, I have an idea of what is happening in a specific period. I have the company name. I can see the most important equipment, and here I select the charter length I want. I add it to quote, and it gets added to the basket that I already created in the yacht search before. Okay, so easy peasy. Another thing that I can do in the booking sheet is if I want to see what's the situation in a specific base or a specific sailing area for the whole year. And, this is something we were commenting this year at the Booking Manager Summit. We were commenting that the seasons, the high season has changed. So I read a very interesting blog post of one of our clients recently, where they were saying that the highest number of check-in, so booked weeks they had, was in June, while I would have expected a few years ago to be August. So this whole year in a view gives us the possibility to actually see what are the peak season and how is the availability in a specific destination, because maybe we know that historically as an agent, our clients are mostly, I don't know, from Germany, and they mostly sail in Croatia, or they are Italian and they mostly go to Croatia and Greece. And we know that historically they charter a specific period of the year. So what we can do is actually, when we have the client and we have this information, we can actually divert slightly. So we can say, Athens that week will be extremely busy. Sorry for charter operating in Athens, but it's the truth. Why don't you go to Lavrio? Because Lavrio is even more accessible from Athens airport. Or you're coming from Italy. Why don't you take hop on a ferry and go to Lefkas or Corfu, sorry. So, once you have this information, you can actually divert in the limit of the possibilities, of course, in how much your client will allow you. You can maybe, address the concerns of your client and actually redirect them to a destination that is more suitable. You know that there's searches that you perform 1,000 times in a year. It might be, Caribbean in winter, it might be Thailand in winter, might be, I don't know, Sicily in summer, might be Split area. So what you can now do in Booking Manager is save your favorite searches. So you see I searched Greece, Alimos, end of July, I can click here, favorite, hit the plus button, and I can name it crude Greece, for example, and save this research. So I don't have to set up those filters every time I want to search for that specific filters. And here I have, for example, let's say Sicily. And Spartivento is my favorite, one of my favorite companies to search for in Sicily, and I can do the search in one click. But I also have access to the history of searches I performed. So if, for example, the week of the 15th of August is the one you search the most, but not in a specific area, you can just scroll through, find the 15th of August, add the base you want, and you actually have history. And I think that these two small details actually change incredibly the speed at which you can perform quotes and send quotes to your clients. We have searched for the boats. We have selected the boats that best fit to our client. Let's see how to send him a price quote. So we have added the information, the boat that we want to the basket. Here I can set a general discount. Maybe, as I said, it's tool boat show. I want to give an extra 5 to all boats. Also, I can manage how the extras are displayed for my client. So for example, I cannot manage the obligatory ones, but for the one that I know my client will not want, I can hide them. Also, I can select in which language to send the price code. So maybe it's a French client, I wanted to send it in French. When I hit send, I can either select a client that is in your private address book, so it's not a shared address book, it's your private, or type a new email address. And this is the reason why I told you to switch to the default template, not the legacy, because you see how much nicer and pleasant for the client is to see. So I can add any document, maybe base information, maybe any specific document as an agent I want to send, maybe your own TNCs as an agency, and I can send this to my client. You have sent the price quote, right? And the client calls you a week after and saying, hi, you sent me last week a quote for Alimos, the 18th of July. Can you please put an option for me on that boat? And of course, you don't want to redo all the search, to remember, what boat you sent. So now you have the possibility to have a quotation overview. So if you click here, you have price quotes, and here you have the list of all price quotes that you have sent. So for example, I will click on this one, the number 360. I see that was sent as an offer. Sorry. Okay, so here I click on this one and I have a button to confirm. So you can actually switch directly from an offer to a booking at the moment through this with this trick. So you have here status reservation and you can move forward with the process. The most important thing, how do we make bookings, right? So you have done your yacht search, you have found the boat you want to actually book or option for your client. So here is my Elan 43. I click next. And here I can add any option that is available, either mine or from the charter operator that the client requested. So for example, here I will add the pool, why not? It will be added to the optional extras. If you have a promo code, maybe because the charter offered you a promo code, you can add it here. And you can either pick an existing client from your private address book or add it. And here I clicked open option. And I have opened an option. The same thing, I can do it from the booking sheet. So here I switch to the booking sheet. I select the week I want to book. I click next, and it brings me exactly to the same view as before. So I scroll all down, and I have the button to do a direct booking or open an option. Also, on the right side, you now have the possibility to add the passenger that will be on board if you already know the composition of the crew. Why is this important? Is because we have first, you have extras that are calculated by the number of people. Croatian tourist tax is calculated by the age, for example, but also some of our partners, especially the inland charter, inland water charters, as our friend that already are accustomed to their offer know, sometimes the crew composition gives your client the right to an extra discount. So maybe if there's seniors or there's kid on board, you can get an extra discount. So that is important if you already know the composition of the crew that will be on board for you to add